What's poppin', y'all? I'm here to talk about the goats, Conkeldurr and Girder. Before I get into explaining the type change, I swear to God, I'm gonna get this out of the way at the beginning. Do not, and don't do it as a joke either. It's genuinely gonna annoy me. Please don't do it. Do not whine about Timber being grass type. I swear to God, don't hyperfixate on something stupid like that. I want to actually talk about the cool, awesome changes for Conkeldurr and Girder. I don't want people fixating on why Timber isn't grass type. I'll explain it in a second, and there's actually a very, very good reason why they aren't, which is a good reason, but I want to get that out of the way because I know that's the first thing people are going to think of when they look at this is why isn't Timber grass type, or at least a lot of people. So hear me out, listen to the video, listen to the words that I say, and then you will understand. Sorry if that's condescending as hell, but I kind of don't give a fuck. I get annoyed sometimes, man. Great intro, man. I'm gonna keep it in. Fuck it, it's funny. If you're new here, I'm not always like this. I'm in a bit of an evil mood today, but shout out to y'all who are returning. I appreciate all my returning viewers, guys. It doesn't mean a lot. Make sure you drop a comment, sub if you haven't already, like the video, all that good stuff. Helps me out. And then, yeah, if you're new here, I recommend you pause the video and read the description. I've got a bullet point list explaining all of the basics about the ROM hack. And yeah, that'll be really important information. Last thing I recommend you do is when you're done with the video, check out all my other ones. And most importantly, check out the move guide on the Google Sheet link down below. As you can scroll through it in order, it'll be really beneficial just to understand all the move changes and stuff. So yeah, Conkeldurr, Girder. So the reason Timber's not fucking grass type is because I wanted to give them a stab woodhammer early on, because the whole thing with them is the log, right? They're carrying a fucking log, and that's literally what woodhammer is. I mean, technically it's a tree, but so woodhammer I think is a fucking dope move on Timber, and there's no universe I give them stab woodhammer at level 15. Non-stab woodhammer at level 15 is strong as fuck, but reasonable, at least by this hack standards. For example, Technician boosted stab low sweep is 135 power. Woodhammer is 120 power and deals recoil, so it's not even like your strongest option, although it's Seed Sower, it is your strongest because of the grassy terrain boost. It is out damaging low sweep in grassy terrain, and also the terrain can help a little bit with recoil, but yeah. I think that's super cool. Also, yes, I gave them 2 grass abilities. Please shut the fuck up about the grass Timber. I swear to God. I swear. I know I'm going to get so many joke comments now, too. Why wasn't Timber grass type? Shut up. You shut up. You stop typing it right now. Yeah, I think Stab Woodhammer is dope, and there's just no universe I can give them Stab Woodhammer that early without, there's no universe I can do that. So that's why they're not grass type. Also, I just don't think it makes that much sense. And I know that might confuse some people because Girder and Conk are matching the type of their object. But in my head, those guys, first of all, a log, and this is, I'm arguing with myself here, but the log, I would argue, isn't grass type. However, I made Kolmala grass type, not because I think it should be, but because it's kind of out of necessity to differentiate it from a billion other pure normal types. There's 10 fucking pure normal types still in the game, right? So that's really the main reason. It's also to make them more interesting and fun to use. Meanwhile, Timber is an NFE that evolves into 2 Pokemon that you're intended to actually use. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit stubborn. I personally just don't like grass fighting Timber at all. I think it's kind of stupid. And then I also think that Sap Sipper Seed Sower. I mean, Seed Sower makes no sense if I'm being real. I mean, I guess you can argue he goes in the forest and gets logs, and so he's sowing the seeds. I don't know. It doesn't actually make any sense. I guess the flavor could be you hit the log and then it summons grassy terrain. I don't fucking know, but I also just wanted to give him that pseudo grass typing through Seed Sower and then Sap Sipper as well. So those are both really cool. And then again, that Woodhammer, that's the main reason he's not grass type. Okay, so shut up about it. Now on to the actual cool shit, which is Conk and Girder. These guys both have. I love the way their abilities play with one another. So a lot of you might be thinking Girder, a Violite, Fighting Steel type, Stab, Technician, Bullet Punch, and Mach Punch, Steel Worker, Hard Press. Why would I ever take Conk? And the answer is, there's a lot of good answers. First of all, they do have different type synergies, like Fighting Steel, despite having more resistances than Fighting Rock. Rock does have some unique resistances, I believe. Sorry, I'm just gonna look it up just because I need to eat food. I know they have one unique resist. Right? Or am I lying? I guess not. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Let me put up fucking Terrakion, man. Yeah, fire. Yeah, so yeah, I was thinking of something. I couldn't put my finger on it. So you go from a fire weakness to a fire resist, right? That alone is perfectly enough good of a reason to evolve. Let alone, of course, the stat increase, obviously. The stab difference, obviously Steel is solid offensively, but Rock is, significant, is one of the universal best, offensive typings on paper. especially now that all rock moves are 100% accurate. And my goat has access to the signature ability Stonemason. If you want to know what the fuck happened to Rocky Payload, go watch the Bombardier video after this one. It's on my channel. You can click on it from the Google Sheet, give that a little read. So Stonemason is made for Conkeldurr. There is one more Pokemon I'm going to give it to, who is a member of another Pokemon trio that synergizes with Steelworker, so I think it's pretty cool, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Stonemason, though, I mean, it was like made for Conkeldurr, right? Steelworker, Girder, perfect. I mean, my man literally he works with steel, he uses the steel beam, blah, 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 blah. Making them actually steel and rock type is more just to differentiate them from all of the other pure fucking fighting types, and also, like, because I know some smartass is going to be like, I think it would make more sense for them to have these abilities and not be the part typing, and it's like, yeah, in, like, another ROM hack that might work, but here, that's, like, incredibly mid, like, wow, I'm a pure fighting type with an entire ability slot dedicated to stab on rock, like, it'd be fucking serious, dog, that shit's horrible. It's just not good, it's just not very good. Getting the stab, you know, in a hack like this, something like that is definitely, like, warranted. And I also, the way I see them is, like, they're defending themselves with the object, so therefore they should be that type. Like, for example, you try to fucking Fire Blast a Conkeldurr, what's he gonna do? He's gonna block it with the fucking thing, you know? So, I don't know. I think them, like, the objects are such a big part of the design. Timber as well, but I personally, I mean, my real argument is I just low-key don't think outside of the Woodhammer thing, I just don't think the grass typing fits the log, although, again, Komar loves grass type, so fucking shoot me, alright? I don't know. It's a funny video, dog. So, really cool shit that Conk can do with Stonemason. So, another benefit of Conk outside of being... So, first, Jesus. Defensively, it has benefits. Offensively, it has obvious benefits, right? It's much stronger. It has... so, the main thing, late game, is Rock Drop. Rock Drop is fucking crazy on Conk. Broken move. Single use, it's like a priority. It's so strong, man. You can blow things up. It's, you know, free chip at worst, right? You can break sashes. All types of awesome shit you can pull with it. Very, 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 very strong move. So, yeah. But Rock Drop is awesome with, you know, it's a 1 PP flinch move. You click it. There's no Leopard Berry, keep that in mind, but regardless with Technician or Stonemason, that's boosted to 135 power. The reason it's Technician boosted is so Bombardier can still get Pseudo Stab on it, by the way, if you're wondering, and Bombardier gets it to level 1. But, yeah, Conk gets it as an endgame tool. Very, very strong. That's another encouragement to evolve because, for example, Rock Drop into Mach Punch kills tons of mons if you don't already kill with Rock Drop to begin with, right? Super, super fun. Super, super good utility. Very, very cool. Rock Wrecker is the fucking GOAT move with Stonemason. Rock Wrecker is a physical version of Draco Meteor, same with Superpower, but with the boost, it goes, you know, it becomes fucking a massive nuke. It becomes an absolute behemoth of a move. It becomes 210 power before stab with a Stonemason. Super, super fun. You can blow things up with Quick Call Rock Wrecker or run like a bulky Rock Wrecker set. Also, like, even like stab Boulder Bash into like Mach Punch is great. Boulder Bash is a 90 power move, so it's slightly weaker than Rock Slide, but it always drops defense. So if you combo it into a Mach Punch, it has higher damage overall, which is really cool if you are 2-hit killing something. Drain Punch is obviously great. So their Technician options are pretty obvious. I mean, it's mostly just priority and some coverage moves, and then some multi-hit moves, which are relatively niche, but they're not bad. I would say another thing about Girder is obviously, yes, Fighting Steel's a great typing, it's great defensively, I mean, blah, 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 you guys know that already. And obviously a Violite means it's much bulkier. Well, actually not much bulkier physically, because I did also give Conk, like, big-ass HP, just to kind of make sure that it's not, like, horribly outclassed by Girder. For all the other reasons I already said, but also just the stat differences, right? Like, Conk is so much bulkier naturally, meaning it can hold a boosting item and be as bulky as it is. You know, in general, I mean, I would love to use Conk, personally. I mean, I think you get enough usage out of Girder. I would keep it. I would say I would keep Girder until the matchup isn't required anymore. Like, for example, I mean, unless you just really prefer one design over the other, but if you like both equally, I would say, like, look at the boss fight guide, look at the path that you're on, like the game path that you're playing on currently, and then, you know, maybe you want to delay to level 40 or 45 for a specific boss matchup, right, and then evolve, something like that. I would say that's the main decider for when to evolve, because you can delay as long as you want. That's the whole reason the energy moves exist, is to stop you from having to, like, press B every level for optional evolutions. Filter and Solid Rock are pretty niche compared to the other two abilities, but they are useful. It's useful defensively for obvious reasons, and it's also good offensively with weakness policy. You know, they do have a decent amount of weaknesses, each of them, you know, as dual-type Pokemon tend to have. Not always, but tend to. So, you know, just taking less damage. They're very, very fat, right? A Violite, Filter, Girder, and just raw Solid Rock Conkeldurr takes tons of hits. And I really just, honestly, I like the flavor of it. I'm just going to spoil it now, man. It's fucking Regirock and Registeel. Those are the guys I was talking about, alright? they're also going to have like stonemason, solid rock, steelworker, filter like parallels. I think that's super fucking cool. And then Regis will have refrigerate and fucking Jesus, resilient. And then the last slot I'll keep a secret for now. But yeah, I'm a sucker for like cool little parallels between evolutionary lines or members of like a trio or something. And yeah, overall, Girder, Conkeldurr, both GOAT options. Even like Stonemason boosted Stone Edge and Strength, right? I mean, I gave them Strength early because Stone Edge on a bulky Pokemon like this is definitely better because they're never running Choice Scarf, right? I mean, maybe to outspeed like something very slow, but in general, Choice Scarf is not the the main item you're going to be running. Choice Band is only really good with priority or like to get one specific kill. Point being, Stone Edge's drawback is that it can't be used twice in a row. Meanwhile, Strength's drawback is that it deals recoil. Both of them are the same power, same accuracy. So in a case like this, Strength is overall worse move than Stone Edge, which is why I put it at level 40. But yeah, Jesus, I'm very ranty today. Stonemason, Strength, incredible nuke. Stone Edge, Stonemason, incredibly strong. Rock Wrecker, absolute nuke. Rock Drop, absolute GOAT move. Oh, also an important thing with Solid Rock, and just its abilities in general, is Rock Polish on Conk. Like Rock Polish, Technician, Pummel, Rock Blast, loaded dice. That's fucking insanely strong. Because you can kind of just go crazy with your 100 power multi-hit loaded dice. Becomes 150 with Technician, and then Rock Polish gives you +2 speed. Also, Rock Polish gives you plus accuracy now, which is cool with Gunk Shot and Knockout Punch. Those are his only inaccurate moves, but they're pretty cool. Gunk Shot and Knockout Punch are dope because, yeah, you can kind of just... well, mostly Knockout Punch is because it's 130 power, so with Rock Polish, it's a pretty good spammable fighting option. It's stronger than CC, so that's pretty cool. And obviously Hammer Armor lower your speed, so yeah, Rock Polish is cool on Conk, and that's another advantage to Conk. Girder gets no way to boost his speed. Of course, Girder has the benefit of having the dual stab priority, while Conk only has one until he gets Rock Drop at the end game. So for most of the game, Girder will have dual stab, which is definitely good. Like, obviously, Technician Bullet Punch is great, but yeah, and I don't know what other stuff. Knock Off, that's a really strong Technician boosted move. I forgot to underline it, actually. That's 135 power with Technician now, because I dropped it. Actually, no, sorry, it's 55 power now, so with Technician, it's like 123 power. I nerfed it a little bit more, but yeah, still a really strong move with Technician, and a good move in general. But Hard Press, that's Girder's main like fighting stab. Sorry, Steel Stab outside of Bullet Punch. Iron Head is obviously good. It's no drawback, you know. Heavy Slam is pretty niche. How heavy is fucking Girder? I like him having to use Hard Press anyways, because I like the idea of Conk being much better with his like type boosting ability than Girder is. Obviously Girder is still very strong. I mean, 120 attack, 50% boost. I mean, Steelworker outdamages Technician by a lot. They just have different applications, but... Sorry, I'm just checking how heavy this guy is. Yeah, he's not heavy at all. Honestly, I could have made him heavier, because he is carrying a big-ass Steel Beam, but I'll leave it as it is. Point being, Heavy Slam for early game is solid. It's good enough stab. Then you get Iron Head pretty early on as well. Actually, they have up to 25. Yeah, I forgot I changed that back. I was put it at 20, and then I put it back to 25, because... I think Girder... Well, number one, I think Timber is cool to get some usage out of the Wood Hammer, and then also, like, Girder is strong, so yeah. Alright, what else is here? Hard Press is 100 power, essentially, if they're full HP, which, you know, if it's AI, they're going to be full HP most of the time when they come in. So Hard Press into Bullet Punch is really cool for getting kills with Steelworker, that heavily outdamages Technician, so that's fun. You know, it's 150 power with Steelworker, right? So, very strong move there. And then Iron Head is 120 with Steelworker. So yeah, actually I lied. It's actually stronger, but I don't know. I need to eat food, guys. I think I'm leaving it off here. I'll also Stealth Rock as a minor difference between these guys, but not really the main reason you would evolve at all. It's not like this is competitive where hazards are a big deal. It's mostly just for breaking focus sashes and stuff. So yeah, shout out to you guys if you did make it to the end of this one. I know it was a longer one, bit of a more unhinged video, but fuck it, man. We're here. Why do I have SD on here? I don't really like that. I don't like how cheesy that is. I'm deleting that. It makes sense, but I don't like the idea of like SD weakness policy priority spam or some shit like that. I don't like that idea. So no more SD. But yeah, shout out to you guys if you did make it to the end. I really do appreciate it, y'all. Drop a comment if you did. Peace.